ebook and video tutorial for Katalon. And we also have a stand. We also have a stand, to be good at web UI, being a web UI interface tester, and also access to the training section and the material during the training. So what do we expect? So we will understand what Katalon is as a testing tool for web UI and mobile testing, and also what do people use Katalon recorder for, and why Katalon recorder overview, and how to make use of Katalon recorder. So this application has its own built application, and it also has a plugin. So we'll be using both approach. So we'll be using the built application itself, and we'll be using the plugin, to test. You know. So let's quickly just download the plugin. So if you go to your browser and go to Google Chrome, what's it called? Google Chrome store. So if you search for the plugin, this is my own plugin now, as seen on the screen. So if I'm to test any web application, it's just easy for me to just click on this plugin, and whatever I do on the site, this catalog plugin is already recording every step and every action I take on the site. And with this catalog plugin, it can also record, can also record your test script, while performing end-to-end tests on a web application or a mobile application. So go to Google Chrome store and let's install Katalon Recorder, and then after downloading the plugin, also go to the Google, go to Katalon.com, and download Katalon application itself. Yes, Katalon Recorder. Pardon? Yeah, that's it.
So, David, what is the first thing you say
So
we should download?
detail. Who is that?
It's Manuel. I said, please, what is the first thing we should download before downloading Catalan?
What is what?
The first thing we should download from Google Chrome. You say we should
Go to
download a
your Google
plugin.
Chrome store, web store, Google Chrome web store, and download Katalon Recorder. It's a plugin. And after
Okay.
downloading that, go to your Google Chrome, go to your browser and Google Katalon Studio or Katalon. Then download the Katalon application itself. So as seen on the screen, I have already installed the plugin. So if you install the plugin, you can actually pin it to your taskbar. You can pin it to your taskbar. So, and mind you, you might need to sign up so you have access to all the features. So click on sign in. If you don't have an account, a pre-existing account, you can click on sign up and create an account for Catalan. Can't remember. I'm gonna have to sign up again. Yes. Katalon recorder.
All right. I want
Okay,
to
yeah,
anything else.
yeah, that's it. So sign up an account for Katalon so you have access to the future. Fine.
Excuse me, David. You have said for Catalan, the first thing is to to go to the browser and Google Catalan Studio.
Can everyone view my screen?
Yeah. So, please, so you should download it. You should add it as an add-on, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what did you say?
So we should add it. We should add the catalog recorder as an add-on on our Chrome browser.
Yes.
Okay.
It's taking forever. Yeah, I skipped in the last class. There's a plugin called Base Meter. So you can also use Base Meter just like Katalon to Catalan recorder, to record your test script. So you can also your Google and download this guy, Base Meter. So this guy is basically once you click on this record button and you're performing a web test, web UI test. So you can easily just navigate to the URL and it will capture all the steps you take by testing the web URL, and it can also record the test script. That is how this plugin, that is how they work. Okay. Um, think I might just have to skip this guy. So have we all download the plugin?
Excuse me, Mr. David. Do I download first the Catalan recorder?
It's a plugin. Shouldn't be less than 5 MB.
I haven't seen it. I'm trying to download it. Catalan recorder.
So there's a given example on the screen. So this is a test suite, and in the test suite, you see while capturing the test, it recorded the command says open URL, which is the first action you took while entering the URL. Then you click on this login button. Then you click on username. You type in username. You click on input password. Then you click on password field. Then you enter password field. Then you click on login button. So it records every step, every action you take on the web application. So we'll be performing our own test. So let's just ignore this guy and create our own test.
Sorry, David, your screen is freezing. You can't actually see what you're doing well.
My screen is what?
It's freezing. So you can actually see what you're doing. It's not moving.
Can everyone view my screen?
Yes, we can view it, but it's not moving. It's freeze.
Is it moving now? Oh, click on this guy. Where's it? How to extension. Then and click on this button. Can everyone view my screen?
Yes.
So by now, I'm sure we should all have been able to download it. So for us, so once you click on the plugin, so you should see this page on your screen. So you should see test suite, dynamic test suite, test data, and etc. So because we are creating a new project, we can just click on this icon here open test suite, then open Katalon test. So I've just created another test here, which is QC test. So inside your test suite, you have different tests. So I've just created a dashboard test. Dashboard is created. Let me create a valid login test. So I've created a valid login test, and I'll create another one, invalid login.
Hey, please, your screen is not good at all. Your screen is
So
not, is not moving.
for you to create test suite, once you click on the what is it called, the icon on your task manager, it launches this page. You should see test suite, dynamic test suite, test data, extension script, profile, and you can see we have the record button, we have the play test case, we have play test suite, we have play all suite, and we have pause extension and sign in button. And below we have the workspace where we have the test suite, dynamic test suite, test data, extension script, profile, and below it we have actions. So we have different actions. We have an action to open test suite, an action to sample a project, a pre-existing project, and action to export a project, an action to back up your test suite, and tag your management test, and also upload report, feedback, and talk to us. So these last three ones are just the admin functionality. So I've just opened a test suite. I've just opened a test suite, and I named my test suite QC test. Then inside the test suite, I have different tests. I have tests for dashboard. I have valid login test. I have invalid login test. And what else can I do? Okay. Let me change this. Let me rename this test suite. Facebook.
Sorry, I still don't
Let me
know.
rename Facebook test because we'll be needing to perform some action.
Hello, David. Excuse me.
I've just renamed my test suite to Facebook test because I might need to perform some login action and invalid login. And
David, please, can
so
you
what's the problem?
please, there's something covering your screen. We can't see your screen well. There is something covering it up. And maybe try to
Everybody
refresh your
else can
screen.
view my screen. What is the problem?
There is something covering your screen, and that makes us not to see what you are doing at what you are actually doing. Maybe you can refresh your screen.
Can everyone view my screen?
We can view your screen, but there is something covering it. Something like a mark and
What is covering the
covering
screen?
your screen. It's from maybe you can refresh your browser. Maybe the thing can wake up so you can see what you are doing. Yes, it's off now.
Oyinda, can you view my screen?
Yes.
Oyin, can you view my screen? Oyin, can you view my screen?
Yes,
Okay, she says she can. Riksha, are you on call? Can you view my screen?
Yes, I am, but your screen is not properly visible because it has some pixels over here. It is not properly visible.
Oh, you might have to refresh your browser.
Okay, let me check.
The same problem I'm facing.
Just try and refresh your browser. So what we've done so far, we've downloaded this plugin called Katalon Recorder. And after the download, you can create an account, for you to have access to more feature on the plugin. Then you click on the icon up here, you should see this dialog box display on your screen. And inside the dialog box, we have the test suite, we have the what's it called? The sample product or whatever. We have the dynamic test, we have test data, extension script, and profile. But for every project you need to create, if you're testing on the web, you have to create a test suite, and which I've already done. So for you to create a test suite, you can click on this plus button and create your test suite. And inside your test suite, you can create your test, which I've already created. I have created a dashboard test. I've created a valid login test and invalid login test. So let's record for dashboard. So you can see I have my window already created, and I have my test created already, which is dashboard. And as soon as I click on this record button, Katalon recorder start recording my test. So I'm going to click on the record button now, and the first thing I need to do is to launch the URL I'm testing, which is on facebook.com. So I'll just launch my URL, which is facebook.com. I think I might have to refresh my browser here. So you can see, I don't know, maybe it's the network or the browser, it's a bit slow. So if you look, if you go back to your catalog recorder, you see it's recorded you open the URL, which is facebook.com. But let me stop this test and try again. So I'm just going to delete this test. So I'm just going to delete that test and retry it again. And moreover, I need to log out my account. So I need to log out my account. Then on the test again, let's add sign up to as well. So click on this button and add sign up. So I have four tests which I'm going to test. I have dashboard, sign up, valid login test, invalid login test. Then you can also add more tests. Like I said, depending on the application you are working on, you can add sign up, login, add friends, message, you know, profile picture, etc. Every functionality a user can use, on the application. You think like the end users, to create test cases or test scenarios. So I'm going to run this test again. I've just logged out my account. So I'm gonna give it a fresh sign. So um, so let's go again. So the first test is dashboard, as seen on the screen. So let's record for dashboard, which is okay, sign up should come up first. Sign up should come up first because after you sign up, you have access to your dashboard. So I'm going to click sign up, then click record, and let's start recording. So let me launch the URL, facebook.com. Then I hit the sign up button, which is create account. So I'm just going to create an account. Let me say quality, then username certain, um, phone number or email address. So I'm just going to use a random email address. This six man. So I've been able to complete my sign up test as seen on the screen. So I'm supposed to get a verification mail, and I need to go to my mailbox and get out the verification mail being sent to me from Facebook. Um, Let me check my spam. Okay, just give me now. Let's see. Yeah, so it's taking forever for me to get it. I think we might just have to just skip that. Um, so I will just assume I've completed the sign up, so I can just stop my test. So as seen on the screen, it has recorded every step you actually actioned on the web application. You can see the first thing you open the URL, you click on the create account button, you entered your email address, you entered your password, then you made a few clicks, you entered the what's it called, your your name, which is quality and certain, as the your your surname and your last name. Then you type in your email address for verification. So guys, remember your web elements. So everything you can see here are web elements. They are called object models. So you can see experts. These are experts. These are ID and etc. So sign up. I've recorded the sign up test. So let's do for dashboard. Yeah, yes, you can use those. So let's do a test for sign up. So I'm just going to click on sign up, and I can come to my I can come back to the browser here and close the browser. Okay, let me just click on log out from here. So let's do for dashboard. You guys know you're in the class. So let's do for dashboard. So you've already learned the test for dashboard, and you click on record on same process, facebook.com. So I'm just gonna assume I have a pre-existing account already. So type in my email address and the password, then click on login. So the dashboard, the dashboard. So let me click on log out. So I've already completed the test for dashboard. So you go back to your Katalon, all you just need to do is to stop tests. Then you see Katalon recorder have already recorded all the steps we performed for dashboard test. So let's do for what's it called? Valid login. So let's do for valid login. Same approach. same approach. Come to Katalon, click on the record button, and enter the URL. So just assume I've pasted the valid login details and click on login. Yeah, and come down here and log out. Uh, Come back to your catalog and stop your test. Always remember to stop your test, or else you just keep recording all the tests you don't need. So let's do for invalid login. Log out already. So let's do for invalid login. So invalid login, same approach. Click on the record button, then just so give the invalid login. So if recorded for invalid login, then you can click stop. So as you can see, we've created a test suite and we've created test cases. And these are the test cases and this is the test suite. So now you can save your tests. So once you click on save, it should save your test. So you name your test folder Facebook, Facebook test, and then you can save it anywhere. You can name it anything you want to name it. So your test is being saved in your download folder. So for us to play our test as recorded, so you can just come to your test suite, click on the test suite, and play test suite. So once you click on play test suite, it plays all the tests you've recorded on the web. So this is the first test it's playing. The first test, which is the create account. So you can see it's executing the steps. So it's already automating your test. So all the actions you've carried out is already automating it and it's executing all the steps. So if by chance any test should fail, it will highlight it red. And you can see the sign up test failed. The sign up test failed. That's because um, the account was already created already. So I think there's a way around that. You can create a dummy data, for sign up. So I guess all the tests failed. And remember, you can always troubleshoot, when you have failed tests like this. So let's troubleshoot and see why our test failed. So we have sign up. Okay, our test failed at the point of entering surname. Probably might be because the experts change. So let's check for dashboard. So this is failing because the expert keeps changing. So if you see here, which is ID email, at the point of typing in ID, I guess the expert change. If you go to sign up, go to let me go to dashboard. You can see same expert, which is ID email. It keeps updating itself. That should be because of because of its Facebook. So I think the expert get to change time to time. Or you can always pick any application. You can pick up Conga. You can pick any web application and carry out your own tests. So this is how you use Katalon Recorder web plugin, to carry out your tests, and it is quite efficient, to use. So once you are done with your test and everything, you can easily just come down here and either you are exporting your test results as Catalan Studio, or you can export as XML. You can export as JSON file. You can export as Java WebDriver, TextNG, or JUnit. So you have different method you can use, in exporting your results. So as seen on the screen, if you want to export result as Catalan Studio, you can see the script is already generated on your screen. If you want to use Catalan Recorder, you can export this as Catalan Recorder. If you want to export as Catalan Studio, you can export as Catalan Studio. And if you want to use Java WebDriver TestNG, this is what it looks like. You can see it's already looking like Selenium. So these are your test scripts. So once you have a pass test, for your web for your test, you can easily just export this, and the developer will use this code for your test integration. So so that is how you export your test results, from Catalan. So guys, so that is it for Catalan web recorder. So let's go back to our training slide. So now we are diving into Catalan Studio itself. So that's what the one we did was Catalan web recorder. We use it to record our web test automation. So have you all downloaded Catalan Studio? Have you all downloaded Catalan Studio? So if you have guys online, have you all downloaded Catalan Studio?
Yes, sir.
So once you've downloaded Catalan Studio, you should see this icon. This is browser, and currently it is available on Chrome, Firefox, and Edge. I'm not sure about Safari, but it is available on Chrome Web and Edge. So Katalon plugins are easy to install, learn, and easy to use. And they are small piece of software, that you install in Katalon, which add more functionality and allows you for a total customization of your tools. And also, these plugins are built to meet users' requests and looking to improve their project automation efficiency or to meet their specific business needs. Katalon Studio is an open source tool both online and offline. So Katalon works offline and it also works online in case you want to use it to test any application. So why do people use Katalon for? So people reportedly use Katalon recorder to save time by automating respective tasks on browser, such as generating reports, filing form, and automating games, etc., which is one of the things we performed earlier. And it ensures quality of your work by testing before handing your work over to the QA team, and it ensures end-to-end quality of your software by automating tests. So we all know what end-to-end test means. That means you are testing your application, from sign up to log out, all the feature of the application back to back. So you can see how I arrange my tests from sign up, dashboard, basically you're capturing all the features of the application. So Catalan Studio monitor the functionality of your web application by synthetic testing. Then it also monitor your testing activity with shareable results, shareable reports with visual dashboard and charts. And you can also export your test script using Catalan too as well. Why Catalan Recorder? Katalon recorder plugins are easy to use and easy to learn, and they are small piece of software you install into Katalon Studio, which add more function and allows you to customize your testing tools. And these plugins are built to meet your users' requests. And also, it's also all-in-one test automation solution for web API, mobile, desktop, and it's also built, for beginners and experts testers. And also it supports AUT, which is application under test. Then speaking of web UI, it supports all front end frameworks like React.js, AngularJS, Vue.js, and more programming language too as well. It it's and Java too as well. I think Java too as well. Then cutting across browser compatibility, it's compatible with Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge. And speaking of mobile, you can easily carry test on Android and iOS mobile, and you can easily carry out tests on native application, web mobile, and hybrid. Um, can somebody give me an example of a native application? Have you heard of native application? Okay, native application are just Windows application. So Catalan recorder overview. So we've already seen what Catalan recorder is, from the first test we carried out. And Catalan automation recorder is mainly contains of four sections, which are as follow. It has the main tools bar, it has the test case and the suite explorer, and it also have the test case detail field, view, and log, preference, variable, and that's all. Then down here down here we have the explanation of the tools bar and test case explorer. So let me explore the log. So this is where your log file is, where's the log? So this is where you check your log. So this is where you check your log file, while performing tests. Your log captures screenshots of your test of your field test while it's running. As seen on the screen here, you can see it says this test case field. It captures the time and screenshot of the test that failed. So if you look at the if you look at the screenshots on the screen, it's showing the sign up page, where your test failed. So it says playing test case, Facebook test dashboard at so time, Mac OS. So it gives you the details of your test environment, the the OS you're using, the browser you are using, and the time. You can see it's already stated that I'm using an OS machine, and I was using a Chrome browser version 95.0 to execute my test. And if the test cannot start, please refresh active browser tab and etc. So this is how sweet Katalon is, and this is another field test. See, it recorded the screenshot, and it gives details of the field test. So that is the most interesting part about Katalon. And you can see, you can easily just view out all the screenshots of the area where your test failed, and variable reference and self-healing. So that's it. So lock screen, pre-shot variable test data and reference, which you've already explained earlier. Um, so let's that is the end of Catalan record. So let's explore Catalan Studio. So if you already launched your Catalan Studio, this is what it's gonna look like, as seen on the screen. So this is the interface for Catalan Studio. So they almost perform the same function, but it's quite different from each other. So basically, you can perform. Excuse me. So basically, there are three ways you can automate on Catalan Studio. So you can do record and play, like what you did with the Catalan Recorder plugin, and also you can create your test, by the manual mode, and you can also create your test scripting with scripting mode. So we'll be performing these three different ways of creating tests on Katalon Studio. So the first thing you need to do is to open the project. So if we click on new project on your screen, it shows you a dialog box, to give your project details. If you are working on a web app, if you're working on an API web service, if you are working on mobile, if you are working on desktop or generic. So it's either you're working on the web or you're working on the mobile. So we are working on the web application, and we give the web application a name. So still Facebook. See Facebook test. So here you don't really need to have a business here. Then the location of your test should be generated, and if you want to choose a default, if you want to choose a preferred location, you can just click browse here and choose a preferred location, and that's all. You can just click OK, and it's going to create your project workspace. As seen on the screen is creating my project workspace. Yeah. So Katalon Studio, I've already created my project workspace. As seen on the screen, we have profile, we have test case, we have object repository, we have test suite, data files, checkpoint, and etc. So we'll be working with test case, and we'll be working with test with object repository. So object repository is where you captured your it captures your elements, for your test to run. So let's create a test case. So if you right click on your test case folder, you should see this. Then you can click create test case. So let's create our first test case, which is login. So click OK. So as seen on the screen, we've already created a login test case, and okay, sorry, there's a mistake. So we've already created a login test case. Remember, I said there are three ways we can create a project on Katalon Studio. Is either you are doing record and play, you're doing manual mode, or you are doing the scripting mode. So we are doing um, record and play approach. So for us to carry out the record and play approach, um, so we need to create a URL. Kind of change. What's the record button? So you click on this button. I think everything changed. So I didn't expect the icon to look this way. I was supposed to see what's it called? Like a record button, a single, yeah, no, record button actually, something like it's supposed to be here. So you're supposed to click on the record button and start recording your test. So So for you to record your test, which is the record and play approach, so you click on this button, which is the record button. We have the spyware button. The spyware, what the spyware button does is that it's just like an element locator. Maybe you need to find one element on the um, on the website. So you click on the spyware and you over on the application, to capture your elements. And we have the spyware button for mobile, and we have record button for mobile too as well. Then we have the spy window object and record window actions too as well. So we are using the since we are doing record and play, so we will click on the record button. So as soon as you click on the record button, you enter your URL. So let me go to the browser, to fetch my URL. So sometimes if you don't enter the right URL, you have to copy and paste the URL, provided for the um, web application. So yeah, I'm just going to copy the URL from the address bar and come to Katalon and paste in the URL. You can see https www.facebook.com. So this button here, you can choose your preferred browser. So if you click on this drop down arrow, you can choose any browser you want, to use to record your test. So it's that you are using Chrome, you are using Edge, Firefox, or etc. So Chrome is recommended for me, so I'm just going to choose Chrome. Then once I click on after after choosing Chrome, I can just click on this record button and it starts recording my test. So excuse me. So once it's running already. So once you click on up the actions, then you can click play to show your test results. As you can see, my test is already running on Katalon Studio. And to play my test, see it's launching the browser and it's launching the URL already. So as you can see, I have run for one test and I have a pass test. So you can see the details here, which is the test case, which is login test case. And if you see the log viewer here, you can see all the steps and action taken. So let's perform this test again. So I'm just going to delete this test. I'm going to delete this test and run this test again. So still login test. Come up here. Remember, I mentioned 3 steps of how you can create your test on Katalon. Either you are doing record and play, or you are doing the manual mode, or you are doing the scripting mode. So we are trying the record and play again since I lost you guys for some while. So for you to record and play test, you come up here, you click on this record button. Click on this record button. Selected get save on save changes. Let me delete this test case and start again. So for you to add test case, this is a default, created test case and object repository and etc. So let me create another test and name it login test. So okay. So how do I clear this log? Okay. So let me click on record button. So I've seen I've already clicked on record button and start recording. So you can't use the web, can't use the URL. I mean, so I'm just gonna enter my I'm going to enter my password. Click on login. So this is my login test, which I did. So let me log out. Click on log out. So once I'm done with my test, which I'm done with already, which is login, and I already logged out. So I can come up here and stop my test. So as seen on the screen, Katalon Studio have already recorded my steps. So which I open the browser, I navigate to URL, I set test, which is input my username, then set encrypted test because it's my password. So it encrypted my password. Then I clicked on login button. Then I click on my profile. Then click on sign up. In logout button. Then close browser. So these are the recorded tests. Um, so for me to play back these tests, okay, let me save the script. So while saving your script, remember I mentioned the object repository. So for every test you've carried out, you have to save your test. So once you click on save, it saves all these object repository. These are your object repository, which are the what's it called, the actions you took, while executing your test. So create select destination folder, which is by default supposed to be object repository. So you click on OK. Then everything saves inside your object repository. Then if I want to play back the test I've executed, I can just click on play button and it's going to execute my test again. So you can see the log viewer. So executing my test already. Launches the URL, then click on the email field, type in my email field, type in my password, and click on login. Then direct me to the dashboard. So guys, so that is record and play approach on so your test will start running. You guys, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Internet is a bit slow, that's why it's slowing down. So that is the record and play approach. Let me close the browser. So I'm just gonna end this test. So that is the record and play. So now I want to do the manual approach. So still same way, whatever approach you want to use, come to your test, create folder. I mean create test case, and you can name it login v2. That means login version 2. That is as using the manual script, mode. So um so remember there are steps you need to there are while performing the record and play. Number one, you can quickly record and play your test. You can record your test cases, which is what we've done with login. You can create more test cases, on the application. Then number two, you can capture action and objects. Then number three, you can update and edit your test case, and Number four, you can replay on any available browser. So the manual mode, same way you create your test case. I'm naming it version 2, but it's another approach of logging. So as seen on the screen, because it is, if you see down here below the screen, we have the manual, we have the script and variable script mode. So by default, it's already on manual. Remember, if you have to do record and play, you just have to come up here, click on record and play, and it shows you this dialog box for you to enter the URL you want to test, and click on record, and it start executing the test you want to execute on the browser. So for this manual mode, you can, once you click on this, once you create a test case, you will automatically see this. You can see item, you can see object, you can see input, output, description, and and yeah, that's all. So for the manual approach, what you do is that you use spyware, to capture your elements. So so if you click on what is it called? If you click on this add button, so in this add button, once you click on this add button, it automatically generates this element here. And once you click on this element, it shows you options of actions or on actions you can perform. Maybe you want to delete all cookies, you want to delete, or you want to delay, maybe you want to perform a click action, like creating these automation steps, for this login. Like creating this automation test for this login, manually. And it's not really necessary actually. It's everybody use record and play, so you don't have to work, wrap your head around this. So you can just do log and play, record and play every time you want to perform a web test. So you can give it any actions you want to perform here. So I'm just going to delete this guy. So click on inspect web, which is spy web. So once you click on this spy web, same approach, you enter the URL you want to test. So still Facebook test. Yeah. So you copy out the URL and paste in here. Then remember, you can choose your preferred browser. You can choose any browser you want to use. So I'm using Mozilla, so I just need to click on start. Once I click on start, it launches the URL. So if you look at this screen, as explained, because it's a what is it called? It's a manual approach, whereby you have to search for elements. So take note of this button. So okay, hold on, let me move this guy right here a bit. So you are performing a login function. So what do you need to do before you log in? You need to inspect this field, the username field, inspect the password field, inspect the login button. So those are the steps you execute, to perform login button, to perform a login test. You've already launched the URL. So let's start our test. So um, let's inspect this guy. So whenever you are inspecting, after you are done inspecting, you have to use what is it called, alt and todo key. So this your todo key is something like this on your keyboard. So if you use alt, you press alt button and that toggle key, it will capture this element in your test. So let me go back to Katalon Studio. So it will capture that element, in your test in here. So let's try it. I'm using a Mac. I pray it works for me. Where's my so which one is Alt key for Mac? Emmanuel, which is Alt key for Mac? Is it Control? Okay, yeah, I've seen it. It's Option. So if you do Option this, can you see? It's already inspected this guy. Yeah. So if you enter the username, okay, there's no need for you to enter. You enter it in here. Then if you come up here, if you come down here and you do Option Alt, it will call the password field. Then if you come down here, you inspect the login button, Alt, todo key. So I've captured these three steps, which is enter email address, enter password, enter login, click login button. So where is it? So I'm just gonna click on save. So if I click on save, why is it showing error? Okay, yeah. If I click on save, it will save inside my objects repository. So I'll click on OK. So when I click on OK, it's automatically going to generate inside. Let's save now. I guess it's saved already in there. Let me minimize this guy. We can always maximize back that browser, if case we need to inspect any other thing again. So let me go to my Katalon Studio. So if I go to my Katalon Studio, you can see inside my object model, inside my object repository, I have the objects already. So I need to execute them here. So I'm just going to come to my test here, which is this guy. I can drag the object repository in here. Okay, let me click on add. So add is URL. No, launch URL, launch browser, open browser. Yeah. So open browser, um, you enter the URL. What is the URL? What is the URL? Copy out the URL from there. Where are you lost? So this is a manual mode for scripting. You understand the record and play. So for the manual mode, first thing you need to do, you need to capture your elements, your which is your object repository. Let me delete this. Let me delete this one. So um so for you to capture your object repository, yeah. So you come to this guy here, which is spyweb. Click on spyweb. So once you click on spyweb, it brings out this dialog box, for you to enter the URL you want to inspect. So once you enter the URL, so once you enter the URL, you click on start. And remember, you can choose any browser you want to use. So you click on start. So once you click on start, it launches the URL. So imagine you want to do a login test, which is what we want to perform on the application. So remember the same way you inspect elements, you come to browser here, you inspect, you right click on the element and you inspect and get out your expert or your ID or your CSS locator. It's still the same thing you are doing here, just that here is a different method entirely. So once you've entered your URL and you selected the browser you want to use to inspect, then you click start. So once you click start, it launches the URL. I think I already opened one before. Oh, no, no wala. So we are doing a login test. So if you are doing a login test, what are the steps you need to do to perform a login test? You need to inspect the username field. You need to inspect the password field. You need to inspect the login button. So these are just three steps you need to execute while performing login. So while hovering on your application interface, you can see it's capturing all these guys. So these are elements it's capturing. So imagine I want to get this expert, for this field. I will click on this field and just do Alt the toggle button. Yeah. So once you've done that, you inspect this password field. Alt Alt toggle button. You can see it's already inspected the object model for password field and the email field. So once you've gotten that, you can just click save. And if you need to inspect any more object model, that is how you continue, to capture the CSS locator or the expert on the application. So we might have to stop here, and we'll continue tomorrow. Or we'll continue tomorrow. Then on Monday. So on Monday we'll be wrapping up on Monday. Guys, are you with me?
Yes, we are
Hello,
with you.
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we'll
yeah,
Yeah, hello, we
continue
are
yeah.
here.
The
tomorrow.
latest. Yeah, meeting.
We'll meet up tomorrow and
Okay.
complete tomorrow. Then everybody is meant to be here on Monday, both Monday guys and Thursdays guys. So we'll be wrapping up on Monday. Um, we are to come in with our t-shirts on Monday. So we'll be presenting the certificate on Monday. Then we'll be having a photo shoot section on Monday, and also we'll be collecting testimonial video from every one of us. So you tell us your experience with quality certain and what you've learned so far, and um, just tell us your journey through um, your journey all through during your time in quality certain and you picking up the